Hi everyone, my name's Rhiannon, and for this video, I'm going to be talking specifically about caring for your body after going through a really difficult loss. And there can be very many different types of perinatal loss, and each loss is going to look different for the individual. So it can be important to being able to recognize what's going to be coming up for your body and recognizing the body isn't broken, although it may be really easy to feel that way, especially after going through a loss that is not only emotional, but physically as well, impacting you and your body. So I'm going to begin by talking about what specifically is happening after a miscarriage. And this is looking um, directly out physically within the body. So we can see that hormones may be dropping, which can make some emotions more extreme or a swing, almost like a pendulum effect in mood that can feel unexpected or unwarranted for a situation. And this can also be impacted by a lack of sleep or a lack of a regular diet. And so as time goes on, the body is going to be able to regulate itself, but it can be really difficult to deal with that in those moments, especially after dealing with the grief and the loss process. Additionally, bleeding and cramping. So pregnancy tissue, this can be released and it may look like larger clots, but it can look different. It may even look gray or white, and everyone's experience can be really different, which can also make it difficult to cope with. And it may also be painful. So checking in with one of your providers or your doctors, a doula, a midwife, someone that worked with you can be helpful in providing some relief during this time. And additionally, looking at what happens after a stillbirth. Similarly, talking about some abdominal pain, bleeding, intense cramping can be really present afterwards, as well as some blood clots passing. And again, these can be really painful. So checking in with a provider and seeing if there is an option for some medication, if that's something that you're looking to have access to, or even heating pads and warm compresses to be able to soothe that area because it can be really painful. Additionally, milk production. This can be really uncomfortable and distressing. Milk leakage, breast engorgement. Your body may produce breast milk after, which can be really confusing and distressing, especially if you have lost your child. And without the stimulation of the nipple, the milk production is going to stop, but it may take some time. And so speaking with a provider about what is a good option for you or how can it be more comfortable for you, because it can be a really uncomfortable and distressing process having to work with that. Some research has indicated that ice packs or tight compresses and clothing up top can be really helpful during this process. And there's going to be a wide mix of emotions, a variety of emotions. Some may include guilt and shame. These mixes of emotions are really common during this time. And so seeking some connection and some guidance and support is also really helpful. And I spoke a little bit about this, but what about the emotional side? We were just focusing on the physical aspects that are going to be coming up during pregnancy loss. We looked specifically at miscarriage and stillbirth. But what about some of these emotional sides? It can be hard to look at yourself in the mirror or noticing your body and not liking what you see and seeing these changes in your body. The body is going to continue the postpartum process even after a pregnancy loss. And so seeing your body going through that can be extremely challenging, especially, and it can feel isolating not having someone, feeling like someone will understand or knows exactly what you're going through. So all these emotions, there can be a wide range of emotions that are coming up, and everyone's grief process is valid. The emotions, the mixed feelings that are coming up. This is a physical and emotional journey, and it looks different for every person. There could also be some mixed emotions regarding future family planning and what you and a partner or what you're looking for, especially going through this grief process. Some individuals might want to look to begin to plan again to expand their family. Other individuals, they might be feeling mixed feelings about that or might need more time to grieve this loss. And so that can also feel like an isolating situation to be dealing with and thinking through. What can help? The first thing is connection. Getting connected with your partner, loved ones during this time can be really helpful, especially someone to be able to explain what some of these feelings that are coming up for you are. Getting connected with a doctor, a midwife, a doula, someone that was really supportive to you during your pregnancy, to be able to have answers not only on some of the physical things that are going to be coming up, but also on some of those emotional areas as well, and getting connected to other resources, as well as support groups. Individuals who have also gone through this can be really helpful, getting connected and sharing in these experiences together. Being able to openly share your story with someone who understands can be really beneficial and really helpful, especially when with going through a whole range of different emotions. Moving your body. Some research has talked about the benefits of light exercise, or even simply moving your body, getting the energy flowing and having that body in motion to be able to help especially regulate some of those hormones and some of those the physical changes that are happening after that loss within your body. Mindfulness practices, being present in the moment and recognizing what's coming up for you, recognizing what is going through your body during a given day or time. In a previous video, I talked about doing body scans and what that could look like, asking yourself different questions and being present, holding space for yourself to feel what is coming up and letting that be and letting that come up. So apps like Calm or Headspace and also other YouTube videos can offer free resources and mindfulness practices that you can implement, and they don't take a whole lot of time and are things that you can turn to, especially in a time when wanting to check in with yourself and being present. Thinking about nutrition as well. Some research has indicated, especially with the regulating hormones, some anti-inflammatory probiotic rich foods like those leafy greens, vegetables, and salmon, seeds, things like that can be really helpful in helping to regulate those hormones and providing that rich nutrition to help you in that healing process. And speaking with providers, connecting with your medical professionals and therapists, counselors, support groups to be able to get resources and to get help, because this is a really difficult loss to go through and a difficult process that can make it seem very isolating. So getting connected, speaking with providers, and getting more resources and support during these times, not only for the emotional, but the physical symptoms as well that are coming up for you. And these are just some reminders. A miscarriage or a stillborn birth is not the individual's fault. You can still go on to have a healthy pregnancy after experiencing pregnancy loss. And getting connected with a provider or a doctor, a midwife, doula, can be helpful in determining what that could look like or what your situation looks like. Your body will take time to heal, and it looks different for every individual. It can take weeks, months even, to feel and look again like the way that you knew yourself before a pregnancy. And there is no right way to feel. Everyone's grief journey, especially after a pregnancy loss, is going to look different. And no, there's no one right way to grief, to go through the grieving process, or to feel about the loss, or about a potential future pregnancy, or the way to feel about your body. And recognizing that it's going to look different for everyone, and getting connected and sharing with others what your experience was like can be really helpful in allowing yourself to feel what's coming up for you. There's no right way to feel, but also your body is not broken.